On today's Arizona Daily Mix, we'll talk to Xfinity driver Sheldon Creed about his hopes for this weekend's race near St. Louis. Plus, we are kicking off CW Football Saturday tomorrow. We talk with one of the analysts, former NFL player Will Blackmon. And looking for something to do this weekend without spending a fortune? See where a family of 4 can catch a movie for under $20. We got that and a whole lot more. And it all starts right now. Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome to the Arizona Daily Mix. I'm Teresa Strasser. Brad is out today, but we will see him back on Monday. For race fans in the St. Louis area, there are a couple of firsts this weekend. On Sunday, Worldwide Technology Raceway is hosting a NASCAR Cup playoff race for the first time. And the night before, it's the track's first Xfinity race since 2010. Martin Kilcoyne introduces us to a driver hoping to grab a first of his own, his first win of the season.
The goal is to always win and show up and be fast every week.
For drivers on the Xfinity Series, it's almost crunch time. The stop at Worldwide Technology Raceway is the final race before the playoffs begin. And for Sheldon Creed, he's been steady, driving the 00 Ford Mustang. The 27-year-old California native has 12 top 10s in the previous 25 races. That includes 5 top 5 finishes. Saturday night, under the lights in Madison, Illinois, the goal for Creed, keep climbing in the points chase. He's currently 9th in the standings.
I certainly want to stay, clean. So many things can happen during the race, and so many things have happened to us in races this year. So, I want to go score points in both stages and have a shot at winning the race. If we can't win the race, then, get us a good top 5 or top 3 finish.
WWT Raceway was once a regular stop for the Xfinity Series. That stopped in 2010. So 15 years later, the cars roar back to Southern Illinois, part of a huge weekend leading into the Cup race on Sunday. And the track itself, a unique 1.25-mile egg-shaped track, is one of the storylines.
It's been a really good track for me in the past. Love the fact that you have to shift for trucks and Xfinity cars. We usually don't, so that's just a cool, unique characteristic of the track.
This Saturday, tune in for the showdown in St. Louis as the excitement of NASCAR Xfinity racing goes to a whole new levels. Fenders will fly and tempers will rise as drivers try to crash the playoff party. And we have it all for you right here live from St. Louis Saturday at 4 on CW7 Arizona. And from the racetrack to the gridiron, we are kicking off an exciting season of ACC and Pac-12 football games on the CW network. That's tomorrow. Brad got a preview from the booth analyst Will Blackmon. He's a 12-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champ with the New York Giants. Take a look.
Good morning, Will, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. I'm on the West Coast here in Cali, man, trying to stay cool. I'm sure you're trying to stay cooler where you are. You know what I mean? But all is good. I'm happy and excited to talk to you.
Yeah, well, we're excited because it's definitely going to start heat up this weekend with the CW kicking off ACC football. And we got to talk. I mean, this is a Texas-sized game with Baylor taking on SMU. What are we going to see with this game?
Well, I'm gonna stay on theme with the heat because I just checked the weather. It's gonna be 100 degrees down there in Dallas, so I gotta pack accordingly. But sticking with the heat, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be explosive. For those who are bettors, the over is gonna be like 65 points, and I think that's on par with what's gonna happen. You got 2 explosive offenses. Let's start with Baylor. Sawyer Robertson, despite losing to Auburn last week, he still threw for over 400 yards and 3 TDs and 0 interceptions, so very efficient there, letting the ball go down the field. And then you look at SMU at home, they're averaging over 45 points. And so that tells you right there, like, what they're trying to do. So my biggest advice will be for the defenses to make sure you hydrate starting today, because that ball is going in the air and you will be running.
I like that. All right, let's talk a little about the ACC and, of course, the storylines we've been seeing before the season started and what we're going to be seeing coming into the season, because everyone's keeping an eye on, of course, this league.
Yeah, no, I think top to bottom is one of the most competitive conferences. This season, Clemson is picked as the preseason winner. So, which rightfully so. That you can never count out Dabo as the coach there and what he has done over the years. But it was really cool to see Miami get it done versus Notre Dame in a tough matchup there. Notre Dame was most likely going back to the playoffs this year, and so that was cool to see that. And then one of the big storylines was Tommy Castellanos when he was the former Boston College quarterback, when he said Alabama's not the same without Coach Saban, and he came through and backed it up with a win over #1 Alabama. And then the biggest storyline that the whole world was watching was Coach Belichick at UNC. Despite them, they got mocked pretty good, but that I did not believe he was going to actually do it. And sure enough, I saw him on the sidelines with his cutoff hoodie, and he was there, man. So. This season's gonna be a fun season, and I'm glad to be a part of CW to talk ACC football.
Yeah, and I don't want to get in trouble for anything, but then when your girlfriend comes down and asks for money for hot dog. Anyways, we ain't gonna get into that. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry. I gotta keep quiet. We gotta be neutral here. And so, well, let's also talk, since we are talking about, of course, the different teams, different things going on, and how the season has been really interesting with transfers, realignment of the conference and stuff. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to keep up. Like you can used to go through a whole college season and then kind of chill, and then like who's coming back for players, who's returning, that your teams are going to be in their conferences. But now you just never know. I just saw a quarterback transfer to his 6th school in 6 years, which I was like, that's. 4 years was enough for me in one school, let alone going to 6 different in 6 years. That's a whole tour for him. And then with the conference realignment, it's a revenue situation. You see a conference, get a network deal, in the billions, and you have an opportunity to get a piece of that. That's going to help your school. And I see why people do that, and that's what it is. And then I'm excited for the players to get paid. Obviously, it's different because it's not really capped. You can get paid by university. And that's the driving force. If you want to be competitive, you got to find the resources for your players.
Yeah, man, this is crazy. Okay, really quick, how'd you get involved with us in the CW and being a part of this?
Yeah, so I always wanted to call games. I had the pleasure of working with Fox Sports. They gave me tons of opportunities, and it's hard in this industry, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And then eventually, I got a call from Rob Reichley at Raycom Sports, and he said, "Hey, we have an opportunity." We got some recommendations from some directors and producers, Adam Kopicher being one of them, and I was like, I've been waiting to get a full season, and for me it was a no-brainer. And to call ACC games the conference I played into, so yeah, that was a deal. I was excited, and I can't wait.
All right, man. Well, we can't wait to, of course, catch it all right here this Saturday with kickoff on the CW7 Arizona. We appreciate you stopping by, Will, man. Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate you, man.
Heading up north to beat the heat this weekend, we'll show you where to stop for a cool, sweet treat. That's later on in the show. Or hey, maybe you're staying in town. There's a new spot to work on your curveball. It is indoors. That's all next. Stay with us here on the Arizona Daily Mix. It's part batting cage, part tech lab, part revenge for that one curveball you never saw coming. Teresa Sports is brand new here in Mesa, and we're so excited to check it out.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
So you were in Taiwan, then Texas, now here.
Arizona.
Why did you choose Mesa?
Well, Arizona's been known for the baseball and softball community, so we really wanted to reach out to the heart of the state of Arizona and really bring them an exciting adventure.
How is it different from a traditional old school batting cage?
So in traditional, you would see a ball come out of a hole and you would have to guess when it's coming out and just try to hit it. Here, we have our LCD screens that kind of simulate a pitcher throwing you the pitch, so it's not just coming out of a hole, you can actually see it as it's being pitched.
And there's also a pitching cage. How does that work?
That is also something that is very, very unique to us. That pitching cage, you actually get tossed the ball, you throw it as hard as you can to a target. It's like a tic-tac-toe game.
Oh, you got the 9 square.
Yeah, it's not 9 square, it's actually 16, but it's all the squares, and if you get all of them blanked out, you get a perfect pitch, and it also tracks how fast you throw the ball.
Let me tell you, the 9 square, you're like rage baiting pitchers, because that's very frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, we see some kids in there, and they get frustrated because they can't get that last square.
There's a lot to do here besides baseball. You got bowling.
Mini bowling, it's very, very popular. It's only 5 frames. It gets you in and out quick, but it's a lot of fun.
Thank you for the opportunity to be terrible at 2 sports. I appreciate that.
Yeah. We also have basketball as well.
That's great. Yeah, I can be uncoordinated at that too. You can eat.
Yes, we have all your typical bar foods, pizza, chicken wings, chicken tenders, fries, and tots.
So you can get your snacks. You got arcade games. What is the concept overall? You want a place for people to come hang out on a Friday night?
Absolutely, yeah. We want anybody and everyone to come in. We have something for everybody. Somebody who's never picked up a bat in their life, or somebody who's played baseball all their life, or even just somebody who's never played sports and wants to try something new.
Sam, I'm in my own special lane. I'm somebody who never played sports because of my sort of unbelievable lack of natural athleticism. However, I am a baseball mom of 2 pitchers.
Perfect.
So I feel like I've watched enough pitching that perhaps I've absorbed it.
Yes, you can. We're going to track that today. We're going to test you out.
Where do you predict my velo will be? In the 20s?
No, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe 30s. In the 30s.
You're going to regret
40s.
it. You're going to regret it. All right, let's go. It says perfect pitch, it's not going to be one. But how does this work with a card?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our credit system that all of our games work on. All of our batting cages, our pitching cages, all of our video games, they all work off the same system. So you would purchase a card that has a bunch of credits on it, and you would come in here and you would swipe the card, and then you're all good to go.
Okay. This is a lot harder than it looks.
There it is.
Yes!
23 miles per hour.
23 miles per hour, okay? It's so slow that it's hard to hit. Counterintuitive, but trust me, I'm striking people out. Am I right, Sam?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, will you turn this off so it doesn't hit me in the head? Here, come on in. Woo!
The game's over. Thank you very much.
That was honestly,
Printed paper.
that was really fun.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, 23 miles per hour. It was pretty close.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm gonna need a little Tommy John after. It took me a while.
Yeah,
Took me a while to
absolutely.
get in the zone, but I'm locked in now.
There you go. Yeah.
If people want to come in, do they need a reservation?
No, absolutely not. They can come in, they can purchase one of these cards and use all the credits. There's no time limits or reservations that you need to meet for any of our games. The best way you can find us is on our social media platform on Instagram. You can look us up at @Torogo Sports.
More fun than a doubleheader without the sunscreen. Do you want me to sign this for you?
Sure.
Okay, little memorabilia. Coming up, could your home make you some money as a vacation home? Find out next on the Arizona Daily Mix. And you are invited to join us at the 9/11 Stair Climb to support the National Fallen Firefighters Association. It's organized by our friends at Salt River Firefighter Charities and being held the evening of Saturday, September 13th at Salt River Fields. Walk the same number of steps through the stadium that the brave New York City firefighters did back on that fateful day. Scan that QR code for information and registration.
The following portion of the Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored by Cortiva Collection.
Fueled by a passion for turning houses into unforgettable vacation home experiences, Leslie Saunier was named Best Property Manager in Scottsdale, and she understands what homeowners really want, which is why she created the Cortiva collection. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on, Teresa.
So you were actually very early in this market.
Very early.
You started by listing your own home as a vacation home?
I did. I actually took a sabbatical for 2 months to go to Thailand, and my friend in Austin's like, I'm renting out my condo on this newer site called Airbnb. Have you ever heard of it? I had not, because they had just come to Arizona, and so my house in Scottsdale was the 20th listing on Airbnb ever.
Wow.
To put things in perspective, there's now over 6,000 homes just in Scottsdale. So I just happened to get it on the ground up by accident and just kept on going.
So let's just say I'm a homeowner and like you, I want to go on a sabbatical somewhere fabulous, or I have an extra vacation home that I'm barely using. What do you help families do?
So in Arizona specifically, because I totally believe that the gift in this business is curating the experience locally. So we have the local flair of, I know what is so awesome about Arizona. I know what's so awesome about Sedona because I bring my son there all the time, right? So how do I curate the design? How do I curate the experience so that when other people come to visit, or let's be honest, if we want to do a staycation, that we know exactly what people and families are looking for to have that type of home and rest, relax, and rejuvenate.
Well, we have an example of something you did, which is to add a mural.
Yes.
I love a mural.
Yes.
So we're going to take a look. I think we have a before of this mural. Okay, there we go.
This is a very sterile home. I would say a very sterile vacation rental from the kids' bedroom side, okay? And I actually got my son in and I said, Lincoln, so if we were to do something that would make you very inspired and very excited, what should we put in? And he's like, well, duh, Minecraft, Mom.
Of course.
I love Minecraft.
The kid is a 7-year-old boy.
Exactly. So I flew in my friend Sarah Polinick, who's my favorite muralist, to come in and custom paint this mural that is halfway done. It's actually in process right now. You'll be able to see the end product next week on our YouTube page, which is very exciting. But in addition to that, it's making it more homey. Having the stuffed animals, the stuffies that are themed and exciting, so that people want to book our homes as opposed to somebody else's sterile home.
I love that mural. It does make it homier. It's adorable. And also, you know, the people who stay there, the things they remember, like the stuffies and the mural.
Right. And like I've talked to a couple of moms recently, like, what is it that, like, your favorite Airbnb experience? And like one of my good friends said, yeah, this is simple things. Like last time I arrived in Show Low and they had a thing of caramel popcorn at the house. Like simple stuff like that their kids are still talking about, right?
You know, I was just thinking about that. I stayed in Strawberry, and there was a little coffee maker, and it was red, like strawberry red, and that's what I remember.
Yeah, see?
Cute touches.
Yes, and so when this is all I think about, dream about, everything like that, this is what I interview people about, like, what can we do to make the experience even better? We're not just a regular I'm not just a regular property manager of like, yo, do your listing on Airbnb. Like, I go down to the nitty gritty of like, what does the 7-year-old want? What does the 13-year-old want? What does the 17-year-old want? What does the grandma want when she wants to, like, you know, get away and read her book, you know?
Well, this is why you're voted top property manager.
Aw, thank you.
And we do have a QR code if you want to see the finished product of that mural. There's a QR code on your screen. Or if perhaps you're thinking maybe there's a little money on the table with your second home or your home, Cortiva, get in touch with Leslie. We'll also have all that information on our website, cw7az.com. Leslie, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was really great to have you.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by Cortiva Collection.
Coming up, we'll see what Wally's driving in this week's Wally's Weekend Drive. Welcome to the second half of the Arizona Daily Mix. There's still a lot more to come on the show this morning. Looking for something to do this weekend? Take a look at these great weekend events brought to you by Gerber Injury Law. First up, celebrate grandparents at the Herd Museum. That's Sunday, September 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is a special event meant to honor grandparents and foster intergenerational connections through a day of fun, learning, and creativity. This is free with regular admission. Kids can race through an obstacle course, read to a bunny rabbit, or make a little bit of art to take home. And live music at Desert Ridge Marketplace, Fridays and Saturdays, 6 to 9 p.m. That goes through the spring of 2026 at the Desert Stage, again at Desert Ridge Marketplace. This is an annual free music series returning Saturday, September 5th. It's going to go every weekend, and guests can enjoy live music, sip and stroll beverages, and a whole lot more. For other great events happening in Arizona, head over to cw7az.com/community or just scan that QR code on your screen. There isn't much you can do for under $5 these days. See how Pollock Tempe Cinemas is determined to offer affordable fun for families and keep the magic of movies alive.
Pollock Tempe Cinemas became what it is today because it was an accident, actually. I was buying the shopping center, and when I was buying the shopping center, the movie theater was going to close. So I said, okay, well, how difficult could it be to run a movie theater? I know how to buy a ticket, I know how to buy popcorn, and I know how to sit in my seat. But other than that, I better start taking some crash courses. That was about 20-something years ago, and we've been running it ever since. We've stayed true to being unique. That's what Pollock Tempe Cinemas is all about. This isn't a big chain, and you're not going to see this someplace else. It's just not just a normal theater. Here at Pollock Tempe Cinemas, we pretty much get all the movies that are made. We usually get them about a month or two sometimes after they first are released. Thus is why it's called Second Run. But we also show a lot of the classics that nobody else is going to show, because when you've got a first-run movie theater, you have to be showing those first-run movies. I always find it amusing when I'll read online that some movie theaters saying they have, the very best popcorn, or they have the best candy, or they have the best Slurpees. Look, we all get the same sodas. We've been voted #1 popcorn like 20 times already. We always change it up and make sure we're not serving anything that's been standing around too long. And when it comes to candy, we buy the same candy from the same type of places. We want to keep it like it's old Hollywood. As many people know, I have 3 museums. And when you have 3 museums, you tend to get a lot of really unusual and really cool stuff. One of my museums is a 3-dimensional advertising museum. So we're able to refresh the things that come in here kind of on a regular basis and exchange things out, so it always keeps it kind of, okay, what did he put in now? When you come in here, whether you're a young kid and you're looking around and look at on their faces when they see all the figures and when they see all the different pictures of some of the movies that they've seen, and they see them on the wall, where they see these things, they're like, oh my God, this is incredible. So for some of the adults, it's memory lane. They'll see something that came from a movie they saw 30 years ago, and they'll say, I remember that. I love the place because when I walk in and I can see all the different creations, I like it because it's unique. I like it because it's not just plain, you walk in, you go sit down and see a movie. There's always something different. I like it because it reminds me of something that would be in Hollywood. What do I really love? I love the people that love to come here. Those people, I get more emails, I get more letters, I get more people that send things, and it's just amazing, and they're just so thankful. I just love the fact that a family of 4 or 5 can come in here and they can afford it. We don't want somebody to have to go put a second mortgage on their house to get a ticket and to, buy snacks. That's not what it's about for us. It's amazing how many people we get from all income levels. We get people that, can truly not afford to go see a movie if they didn't come here. And then we get people that come in here that could buy this place 10 times over, and they still like to come because they just like the atmosphere. We keep this theater open because the people love it. They're extremely loyal. We hope that everybody will come and at least check us out. Pollock Tempe Cinemas is our website. They can see for themselves this isn't something that's normal. I think they'll truly enjoy it. It will definitely be worth their journey. And when you think about it, where can you get all this stuff to do for $3.50?
The following portion of the Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored by G2G Productions.
Well, hi, and welcome to another one of Wally's Weekend Drives. Man, I hope you had a great Labor Day, because I certainly did. Why was that? I'll tell you what, this 2025 CX-90 right here had a lot to do with it. Talk about a road trip car, this thing rocks, man. If you look at the front here, you can see very elegant looking. And in fact, the platinum quartz metallic color on this really makes it look expensive just off the color alone, if nothing else. And you notice right here, great HID LED lights right here, and your signals. And if you look right here, hey, got a little bit of air work going on here, aerodynamics, creating that air curtain to go around the tires there to get a little bit better mileage out of this all-wheel drive vehicle. Now, what's driving all four wheels? Actually, you're going to be quite surprised. A straight six-cylinder turbocharged gas motor right here, making 340 horse and 369 foot-pounds of torque, makes this thing get up and run. And it's a heavy vehicle. It feels like you're driving a truck, as it should be, because it's a 3-passenger SUV. Also, it tows 5,000 pounds. Now, if you walk around to the side here, what you're gonna see, one thing for certain, is you're gonna like these wheels right here, 21-inch alloy wheels. And for this big of a vehicle, this is the perfect size wheel and tire combination. And just so you know, there is an off-road mode here in the actual drive modes too. So this is capable of light off-road. I wouldn't take this like up the Rubicon or anything, but definitely Colorado, Flagstaff, anywhere where inclement weather and dirt roads, this thing is gonna get you through with that all-wheel drive and that straight six with all the torque. Now, if you look right here, you see foldable mirrors right here. Because it is so big, when it goes in the garage, you actually need to fold those in to be able to get by. So it's either fold the mirrors in or lose 30 pounds. I'm not sure which is gonna happen first. Probably folding the mirrors in. Now, if you look inside, the one thing that you're really gonna find, seating for 6, 3 rows right to start with, and a white Napa leather, most of the trim. And you're gonna notice also a lot of cloth and stitching on here on the dash and on the inner doors. Really looks cool and elegant now. Kind of wondering what the heat's gonna do to it over a couple of years. Probably dry rotted, frankly. Sorry to say that, Mazda, but that's the way it is. But if you look to the second row, dude, the second row is as cool as the first row. If you look back there, you got heated seats, you know, both captain chairs right there. You got a smoking center console just like up in the front. And there is 3 zones of climate control. So if you look in the back there, you can control your own destiny back here if you're in the back row. And even the third row has its own air conditioning vents that everybody appreciated on the weekend because it was still hot. Kind of raining a little bit and the humidity was up, but everybody stayed cool inside the car. Now, MSRP on this, $57,903. I'm sure if you head out to a Mazda dealer, you can probably get a smoking deal. And if not, you just tell them you saw it on Wally's Weekend Drive. I thought it rocked. You need to get a good deal.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by G2G Productions.
Coming up, from Phoenix restaurateur to soccer club owner, we'll hear all about Jenny Lay's journey. That's coming up next, live right here on the Arizona Daily Mix. Da Nang Rising is Vietnam's first ever professional women's soccer club. While they will start playing in Vietnam, the organization's story has strong ties to Phoenix through founder Jenny Lay, a Phoenix-based restaurateur, writer, and cultural trailblazer. She's here to talk about their launch event in Phoenix and her vision for the future of the club. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So for those who don't know, you own the Pho Bowl in West Phoenix.
Yes.
And how did you go from that to starting a soccer club?
Well, I've been feeding people for a long time, you know. My book, it's about a little girl who's given an empty bowl, and she came back empty, and she lived with that guilt for her entire life. And now she's learning to feed herself. And with the book, she's able to feed other people. And with this team, the future.
So you mentioned the book. Let's talk about that. You published a memoir about 5 months ago.
I haven't published yet. It's going to be, it's in printing, and it'll be ready December.
How was that process?
Painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be sitting, with all of your trauma and reliving, the experiences, and then writing about it out. Yeah, it's so cleansing, but so great.
And you played soccer as a little girl. What did that mean to you as a kid growing up to play?
Yeah, I didn't have much time to play as a kid. And so now I want to be a big kid, and this team it's that.
That must be really fun.
Yeah.
And do you have all your players selected?
Not yet, and the fundraiser this Sunday, it's about that, raising fund to get the dream team. We're also hosting the spring tournament. It's called the Da Nang Rising Spring Cup in January in Vietnam. So we'll be able to scout players then. And hopefully have a team by next year.
Well, you mentioned the event. Let's talk about that. Very important. Okay, this is coming up at Boycott Bar, which is one of the absolute coolest bars in this town. If y'all haven't been there, you should go. You're going to have a really fun day. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we have 6 female comedians on, standby, and then there will be go-go dancers.
Go-go dancers, you say? Okay,
yeah.
Tell me more.
Raffles, prizes, silent auction, and I'll be talking about the team, Da Nang Rising, and the book.
So tell us where and what time. Boycott Bar.
Boycott Bar on Melrose District from 12 to 9 p.m. And follow us on Instagram at Da Nang Rising.
Okay, get in now because you are going to want to follow this team with these strong local roots and local ties. It is Da Nang Rising. Follow Jenny on Instagram. Go get a bowl of pho over there. And then when your book comes out in a few months, that'll be available too. We're going to have all this information on our website, cw7az.com. But there's the book, From an Empty Bowl to Empire. And don't forget, Sunday, starting at noon at Boycott Bar. Great day. Go-go dancers, raffles, food, drink. It's going to be great, Jenny. Best of luck with Da Nang Rising, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's been great to have you.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll show you one of our favorite ways to cool off up in Payson.
The following portion of the Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored on behalf of Dan's Eisen Dairy Creamery Stores by the town of Payson.
Dan's Eisen Dairy is serving up fresh local flavor with a view. Brad takes us inside to see how this Arizona favorite is making milk, ice cream, and more right from the source.
Katie, I am feeling pretty much a little history lesson coming to Payson.
Yeah.
Because you guys are called
Dan's Eisen Creamery Store. Yeah.
And the thing is that this is actually a dairy farm that's down in the valley, but you're up here. So tell me a little about the story here.
Yeah, so we are partners with the Dan's Eisen family. They do all the glass bottled milk that you see back here. We make all of our ice cream, soft serve, in-house from the dairies down there. Everything's local, very simple ingredients, clean. It's sweet, but it's good for you. It's the best that you're gonna get.
And that's the history lesson I like coming up here, is learning about milk in a way, and about the family, but also about you guys, because this is neat where you moved up here how long ago?
We've been up here for about 15 years.
It's a staple here in Payson now, because I love that you have college students, high school students working here, but it's a family gathering place for ice cream.
Yes, yeah, who doesn't like ice cream, right? We have the best job. Everybody's usually pretty happy when they come in, and we just get to foster that environment and feed off of it ourselves too.
Let's go take a look at some of the ice cream you have over here, because how many flavors do you carry at a time?
We always have a core, like 8 flavors, and then we do a couple sorbets. So right now we have 4 sorbet flavors just for those lactose or dairy-free people. And then we have 6 that are always always here, and then we rotate too seasonally.
Okay. Well, I've been noticing too, you're famous for your sundaes and milkshakes.
Yes.
Those aren't just little creations. Those are big creations, aren't they?
Yeah, we do what we call a stack shake. So we have our classic shakes that are your traditional, kind of old school, very, like we don't put a lot of artificial stuff in there, so it's very old school tasting. And then we also do our stack shakes, which are a little bit more than your classic shake, topped with an ice cream sandwich, ding dongs, Cracker Jacks, and all sorts of fun things.
You guys are a big part of the community. As I mentioned, you hire high school and college kids to be here, but also too, you're at some of the events that go on, especially in the park, which is great during the summertime.
Yes, yeah. So we do the concert in the park here in town. We also do the 4th of July. Anytime we can get out and about, we've done softball tournaments and stuff like that. And then down in the valley, we've gotten to do the Innings Festival for the last couple of years, which is so much fun. Who doesn't love live music and ice cream?
There it is. You mentioned about being in the valley, so which is really great. You have one up here, and also where in the valley?
Yeah, so we have one in Laveen off of the Loop 202 and Southern. That's connected to our bottling plant, so everything is done right there. You can also get your classic shakes, stack shakes, ice cream, smoothies, waffles, everything there as well.
Well, it's an awesome gathering place. Let's remind people where you're at, because I will be honest, I passed a couple of times until I looked over and saw this building. I'm like, what's this beautiful building?
Yes, yeah, so we're at 500 South Beeline Highway here in Payson. We have a big blue wall with a mural about getting your freshest milk and shakes here, just right off of the 87.
So there it is. All right, let's go order some ice cream.
Okay, do it.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored on behalf of Dan's Eyes and Dairy Creamery Stores by the town of Payson.
Enjoy the slightly nicer weather by getting outdoors and honoring 9/11.
I enjoy the scenery, and it's a good workout. It's a good challenge every day. Today I did it 10 times, which is the most I've ever done it.
I like to be in the nature, feel the breeze, and just be able to interact with people around the stairs.
It's a quick workout, and it gets your heart rate going.
Trail 340, or some people refer to it as the Victory Steps, is one of the wonderful amenities for Verrado residents. Is built on the base of the White Tank Mountains here. It's railroad ties and the step going up all the way, so you have 347 steps to the top. Then we hold a wonderful event on 9/11 commemorating those people that have fallen and died on that day. Partner with the Buckeye Fire Department and also the Buckeye Police Department and city officials here. We bring in the mayor and we have a wonderful tribute to them.
If someone was looking to do the steps, I would tell them it's a great destination with a great view, and it's a challenge. It's not too far, but it's far enough.
Just go at your own pace. Don't try to rush it, and you'll get to the top very soon.
Coming up, the Winter Olympics are just a few months away, and today we'll meet an aerial skier with a surprising fear of heights. That's next. And blood donations are urgently needed still. Please donate with Vitalant now through September 7th, and in appreciation, you'll be entered to win a 2025 Volkswagen Taos donated by our Valley Volkswagen dealers. Vitalant is Arizona's nonprofit blood provider. For an appointment, visit vitalant.org today. When she competed in the Beijing Olympics back in 2022, Kayla Kuhn was just 18 years old and just happy to be there. Well, 4 years later, she's the gold medal favorite in freestyle aerials. As Jack Doles reports in this week's Journey to Italy, the flight to Milan could be the most difficult part of her journey.
You might find this hard to believe. Kayla Kuhn, who spends her days jumping 60 feet in the air while doing triple flips, She's actually afraid to fly.
I'm terrified of airplanes.
Yeah, how is that possible that you would be afraid to fly?
I have no idea. I think it's a control thing. Just being up in a flying metal tube, something about it, just makes me so uncomfortable.
Not the phobia you want to have to deal with when you have to travel all over the world to compete. Kayla has an extra thick passport, and it might take you a while to count all the stamps she's collected.
It's all those stamps on your passport. How many flights do you think you've taken?
Thousands. So many.
But put a pair of skis on her feet, and she's in her element.
So I'd rather fly by myself in the air knowing I can land safely than leave it up to somebody else.
Kayla's in total control on skis. At World Championships in March, she landed a triple flip and won. Then she did it again in the team competition and took home a second gold. Now she has her sights set on Italy and the Olympic Winter Games in 26.
It's one of those things where I was like, I think I'm going to regret not going up to triples in my career because that's what will get me a gold medal at the Olympics. And so that's what I'm aiming for.
She'll have to endure quite a few nerve-wracking flights to get to Italy. But Kayla's been conquering fear since the first time she stepped into a pair of skis.
Go big or go home.
And going big is the only option that works for her. On the journey to Italy, I'm Jack Doles.
Well, from the basketball court to the garden, WNBA great Bridget Pettis is planting seeds of health and hope right here in Phoenix. Brad Perry takes us inside Ms. B's garden.
Miss B's Garden Market is a farm-to-table experience where we take our food from our farm and we transfer it into healthy meals and also byproducts as teas and also seasonings and things like that. Some of the things that you can get at the market is our seasonal vegetables as well as prepared meals and some of the seasoned products that we've created out of our food from the farm. So we also have seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, moringa, which is one of our really large products out there in the farm because we grow many moringa trees for the nutrition. I love working in the garden. It's a wonderful experience. Having the sunlight on you, just getting my hands back into the soil, also working with the volunteers, giving them the opportunity to experience it. It's just always been something true to me. I feel very connected and grounded working in the garden. One of the ways the garden has helped me is definitely reaching back into the community. Playing basketball, I was in a completely different environment and it has just got me back in the most rich and authentic way back in the community. Miss B's Garden Market is important because it offers that farm-to-table experience through the local farmers and then establishing products and also meals that come from our farm to be able to get out in our community. Miss B's Garden Market is here at 8900 North Central and we're here Wednesday through Friday and we're available to the community. We also have our farmers market every second Saturday in South Phoenix at 1200 West Vineyard Road and you can see us out there as well.
Just to let you know, we have a great lineup here at CW7, so grab your seat on the couch and enjoy some laughs and more with us today. Here's what we got. Starting this afternoon, 2 hours of Family Feud. That's starting at 4, followed by The Big Bang Theory at 6 and 6:30, and then it's our CW primetime lineup. Penn and Teller, Fool Us, that's at 7, followed by back-to-back Totally Funny Animals at 8. Bringing on the laughs once again, Big Bang Theory at 9. On Monday's show, we'll talk to NASCAR driver Daniel Suarez about his character in the Cars 3 movie, Danny Swervez. Plus, we'll check out a new spot where entrepreneurs, creatives, and locals can connect and network. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. For more information on anything we talked about, head over to cw7az.com. Have a great weekend.
Content segments on the Arizona Daily Mix were paid for by Cortiva Collection, G2G Productions, Gerber Injury Law, and the Town of Payson, Dan's Eyes and Dairy Creamery Stores.